Raison. Comment est-ce qu'il va le DreamHack Montréal 2019? Oh no, I know you hear me now. That was all part of the plan, man. Donc, on a une super belle run d'Axion Verge qui s'en vient pour vous. Pour ceux qui ne savent pas c'est quoi Axion Verge, ben c'est un Metroidvania fait par TreamHack, donc développeur solo, qui a solo QA son développement pendant à peu près 5 ans. C'est un Christy de bon jeu. Je renais ce jeu-là en fait juste plus le temps depuis que j'ai parti NoReset. Je pars des événements de Speedrun, ça fait que j'ai plus le temps de speedrunner. Trouver la beauté de l'ironie là-dedans. Mais écoutez, il y a mon bon ami VideoGameRoulette que lui, en fait, ce gars-là, il a fait les outils du randomizer, il a fait les spoiler maps, il a tout codé des outils que les runners se servent, puis le monde qui font le randomizer. Ça fait que, écoute, qu'à partir de là, je vais switcher en anglais parce que notre cher ami vient de l'Ontario, il parle pas français. C'est l'Ontarien, il est plus capable. Mais so, yeah, basically, as I was saying, my good friend VideoGameRoulette here is going to be running Axion Verge. For those of you who don't know what that game is, it's a pretty kick-ass Metroidvania that was developed by TreamHack, a lone developer. One man made this whole game over about 5 years. He's going to be running 80% with a bunch of new glitches that he showed me right before the actual run. Like, I was sitting with him a little bit earlier, about half an hour ago during the Mega Man X run, and he showed me some pretty cool stuff. And not even the full extent of it, so I'll have some surprises in store for myself as well. Just to give a little, a quick introduction about VideoGameRoulette. So he developed the Axion Verge randomizer and Axion Verge tools. So let's say not only the randomizer, the item randomizer, but also the tools for the spoiler maps, the trainer. I think there's some kind of a trainer as well included in the tools. There's anyways, but he'll tell you guys more about it as soon as we do the transition to him. But I mean, if you guys backstage are ready, I'm pretty sure we are as well. All right, well, let's do it. Let's give it up for VideoGameRoulette, everyone.
All right.
All right.
Let's do this. How's everybody doing today?
I'm pretty good, man. What about yourself?
Long day, but I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. These are long days, but they're amazing days. Let's be real.
They are.
We're at the Olympic freaking stadium, man.
Right?
Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome.
It's like a big cereal bowl.
Right?
Like, because the roof there, it actually comes off.
Yeah.
Sometimes it falls up,
It's similar to the Rogers Center in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's quite similar in concept. Mm-hmm. But don't tell Montreal people that, though. Don't say that. All right, but yeah, I mean, it's great to have you with us again.
It's great to be here again.
Man, so you were at Next Level, and then, is this your second event with us?
Yeah, this is my second run with you.
Exactly.
First time at Montreal DreamHack.
First time Montreal DreamHack. Your first event was where you were running Metal Gear Solid, if I'm not mistaken. No,
yes.
Actually, I quite remember Metal Gear Solid. We had a little bit of a snafu with the setup. With the game wouldn't want to run. It was running Metal Gear Solid Integral Edition, if I'm not mistaken. And at Next Level Video Game Convention in Toronto. And but yeah, man, like, I'm really looking forward to see you run this game. I mean, you weren't running Axion Verge back in Toronto, were you, when we were doing that event? I don't think you were.
I was running it, but at the time, my time was about sub 1 hour at the time. And since then, obviously...
the game got exploded.
Yeah.
Ever since my SGDQ run, actually, from last year, we had a lot of new runners, a lot of new people showed up. And that's pretty much the last time I made a full run of that game.
Right.
Ever since, I didn't get a chance to touch it again, but I was just watching you practice earlier, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta play again. Like,
yeah, you definitely do.
Just when I thought I was out, you pull me right back in.
That's how we do it. All right, we ready, guys?
Ready to go, so...
All right, I'm gonna count us down.
3, 2,
1, go! All right, so to start us off, I'm gonna do a little neat trick that only saves us really a frame. And it's a neat little homage to Michael Jackson. The moonwalk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even know about that. How do you do that?
You have to hold right on your stick and then left on your D-pad at the same time. Well, almost like simultaneously back to back.
Huh. Those sound effects. Brings back memories.
Right.
So for those wondering, so there is a timer as well on the game, because this game has a speedrun mode built into it by Tom. And what it does, it sees the RNG, removes all the dialogues, and also, well, you have the option to have splits for each boss that you're going to destroy. Did you leave them on or off?
Yeah, I left them on.
Left them on? Perfect. So we're going to get the splits for each bosses. Now what he's doing is he's trying to climb as fast as possible to get to the door and get maybe usually you get around there the 56-second mark, 55.
Yeah, now the newest time to beat is 54 into that Nor.
54 into that Nor?
Yeah,
All right.
according to Bluey.
Oh, damn. Louis Lewis was another very active Axion runner as well. Big shout-outs to the Sub-7 Zeter group, the OG Axion Verge runners.
The OG of the OG.
The OGs of the OGs. So now we're picking up the Nova. The Nova, for all intents and purposes, is only being used once. It's not a weapon. We consider it more of a key to open the one area.
Actually, two.
Two now?
There's two spots.
No,
getting in and getting out.
Oh, because I never used it to get out, though.
Oh, you use the...
That's new. Yeah.
Okay. It's faster to do it that way, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So we've effectively raised the usefulness of the Nova by 100%.
Yep, that we have.
So we use it here. It's basically a cluster shot, and we use it to hit that switch to get into the first bosses.
Yeah, Zeter.
First boss's lair.
Yeah.
And right now we lost the feed on the stream. It's still going. There you go.
All right, here we go.
Let's not do that again. All you missed is him walking through an empty room, getting into the bosses. So what he does, he's standing at that specific position where it's the safest to be, and you just want to do maximum damage output to Zeter. And how you do that is every single weapon has a micro cooldown that's different from one another. So if you want to spam it, it's not about spamming the button as fast as you can, but rather there's a certain rhythm that you need
there
to keep.
is, and it takes a while to get used to it when you're a little bit rusty. But once you start getting the rhythm, it's about like a 6-second count. If you count to 6 in your head, you usually get it.
See, what I do is I drill, jump, and use the disruptor, so I have to weapon change. Is that so? Is the Nova actually faster that way?
Yes, if you do it right, it is faster by about a second or so.
Saving seconds is how world records are made, man. Even frames.
That it is.
So here, a little bit of a micro optimization. So he uses the Axion disruptor, which, by the way, is the name of the regular weapon, the little pea shooter. So at the same time as he shoots, he pulls out the drill. So effectively giving like a
quick kill.
Yeah, a quick kill, like a 2-shot. And that's called the, we're going to be doing the same thing with a weapon that's called the Kilver. Kind of looks like a big broccoli gun, like shoots out a big electrical broccoli, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And so by alternating between the drill and the Kilver, you do not twice the damage, I would say. What's the damage output on the...
Yeah, it's about twice the damage.
Because you alternate between the two weapons
at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So, and we called it the Drillver.
Yeah, Drillvering, yeah. All right.
I love the soundtrack in this game. It's so good.
The soundtrack is amazing. One of my favorites.
Kerr's got to have my favorite zone. My favorite for the music. Kerr's amazing.
And that's where all the new magic happens.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see that. There's a little bit of a damage boost there, then you drill through the bit. And this guy, what I do, you just shoot him, and he just jumps over you.
Yep, play a little bit of leapfrog with the zombies.
Exactly. You just wake him up, and he's like, oh, sorry, bro, and gets out of the way.
Yep.
Very, very polite zombies.
All right, I'm going to be trying something here that is frame perfect.
Oh, the jump?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be attempting right after he picks up the Kilver. See that little ledge over there? And there's the mechanical head?
Yeah!
Yes! That jump is actually like pixel perfect. Simply because too high, your head gets bunked on the ceiling. Too low, you actually hit the left ledge and you fall down.
Yep.
So it's not a big optimization, but I mean, in the long run, when it all adds up, so...
Yeah, it all adds up in the end.
It's a very precise jump right there.
Like it's been said before, a second can feel like forever in this game. Or any game, for that matter, when you're speedrunning. So every second counts, every frame counts.
Like, I really wanted to do Cool Spot in the food blog, but I honestly had to cancel my run because we got so busy with this event. I didn't have the chance to practice. I got about halfway through. It's a 10-minute run, but there's so much stuff to learn.
Right.
And even like the little stuff that makes you save like half a second, you can actually feel it. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. Now, coming into Talal, you're going to want at least 151 HP to actually survive going through here.
So you get 4 kill verse shots as you're going through Tilal, which I think is the optimal damage.
Yeah.
4 shots, that's the most you can get. And then using that rhythm I was talking about earlier, you can actually do maximal damage output and try to kill him as fast as you can. And also, you get to kill him in that position, so basically when he dies, you're already on the door.
That was a little slow.
It was good, it was still good. Sub 620 is by any metric is pretty good, so.
Yeah.
And as you can, as may have noticed, the whole map in Axion Verge is actually a huge grid, well, by zones. So you can see the death, the boss death animation bleeding onto the room below.
Yeah.
So this is the address disruptor. What that does is it corrupts enemies and some elements in the map. Like these bubbles, they become solid, and getting this on first cycle is actually pretty tight.
Yeah, it is.
So like, that was a good one.
That was
job.
really good.
And I gotta say also, we are gonna use it to do some quick kills, get some, it alters the properties of enemies and tiles and some elements in the environment that you can interact with.
Yep.
So you're effectively hacking and glitching the game, which is a pretty big theme in Axion Verge.
It definitely is, and you're going to see it being used a lot more often than usual in this run.
Yeah. So right here, a little bit of a micro optimization as well. He took the first hit as he was jumping, so it pushed him onto that little block. And in this room, there's a very precise pattern that you need to follow if you want to be able to go through it without either stopping or taking any damage. Because this game, we're not going to pick up a lot of health nodes, which is basically energy tanks for this game, and which means that you're a glass cannon by the end of the game, and you need to do some pretty thorough health management and take damage for the damage boost, especially later on in the game. Like sometimes, if you take damage before that, then you go the top route where you can avoid a lot of damage instead of going through the enemies, but that also costs time. So this one, he's doing the drill over here to get that enemy to die faster.
Yeah.
And then that's a power node. So what it does is it increases the damage output for all your weapons, including the drill. So the drill also drills faster for the
also increases
blocks.
the damage of the grapple, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. But then again, I never, honestly, speedrunning this game, never used a grapple.
Yes, that's true, because the old route, we never used the grapple, right?
Yeah.
All right, some micro optimizations here.
Another thing to know in Axion Verge, if you can take a body hit instead of a projectile hit, always go for the body hit.
Yes.
Projectiles deal a lot more damage in this game.
That's some low health. I don't think I'm going to go for anthill.
All right.
I'm going to play it safe, because we got YOLO Room coming up, and you know how YOLO Room is.
Oh my god. Triggered. Yellow Room. Which I like to call the Corridor of Death, and you will understand why very shortly.
That they will.
See, there are some shortcuts that are built into the game. This is not any glitch whatsoever. So you've got these guys, little gates, and then you've got these guys which are pretty brutal. And then so there's a lot of stuff to manage on the screen to be able to go through that room as fast as you can, dealing as much damage as you can. Now, this is quite dangerous. This is a very dangerous room, very hard to optimize. A lot of runners actually are getting a lot of headaches with this when they start running the game. That's a very tough room to do.
Yes, it is.
Fast.
It's actually the most common place to die for most runners, especially new runners to this game. It happens all the time. It's going to get even the most experienced of runners.
No, seriously, it can kill a run very early on. Now here it took some damage boost on the first guy, and yeah.
Got trolled.
Got trolled. By the way, when I say the game sees the RNG, that's one of the only things that's still RNG is the pattern of those attacks from those specific critters.
Yeah, those things can be very random. You never know where they're going to go. All right, Mission Impossible time.
Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. And that room is also something that it's not hard to learn, but if you mess up, then everything goes out of whack in terms of cycles.
It's true, yeah. One false move, and it's throwing you in a loop, and you're just sitting there trying to figure out what to do next.
And you get bodied so bad, and then that's the thing, because on the way, there's that room where if you want to do it fast, then it's easy to take a lot of damage from everything that's going on in the acid pool. It's so you want to make sure that you have as much health as you can going into that room. Now we are about to pick up the field disruptor. If you don't know the name of the items in this game, I just got to say that thank God the vanilla game, not the speedrun mode, has all those dialogues, because you wouldn't be able to know what you're picking up. So there's the Axion disruptor, which is the gun, the address disruptor, which is the thing with which you hack stuff, and then the field disruptor, which is basically high jump boots. I don't know, like it's sci-fi, so if it makes less sense, I guess it's better,
right?
But there's a lot of disruption going on and a lot of confusion.
All right, here's a little micro optimization right here.
Oh. So, little health pickup on the way, and also the health drops are seeded, and some drops will happen depending on how much health you got.
Yep.
So it's all about managing your health and managing what you want to kill in order to get that health pickup.
Exactly.
It's also very true on the final boss of the game. I always used to call this room Lawnmower.
Drovering with my control setup is not always easy, so we're just gonna go without Drover.
Yeah, you can get some health on that tube worm.
All right, here we go.
And also, he got the hit in on those jumping things, because if he gets one bullet in, that's also a very hard jump to do. But if he gets the first hit in, basically enemies get micro stunned for like a fraction of a second. If you don't hit it, it's gonna hit you. If you hit it, it gets micro stunned, you can go right through without stopping.
Yeah.
And now we're going to Uruku, who's got a face only a mother could love.
All right, I gotta concentrate here.
Serious time.
Oh. Perfect.
There we go. So here's what's happening in this one. So the damage area is the mouth, as you can see, and there's a block that appeared right underneath the boss. Now, the way it was intended to be beaten is that you kill the boss using those little blocks on the left to dodge all the attacks from Uruku. That being said, those little tiles were meant to be used on the way back, because you're gonna go pick up the lab coat, and on your way back, you're gonna use the address disruptor to make those tiles appear. Now, by using it during the boss fight, we can get in the safe spot, do optimal non-stop damage until it's pretty much free.
Yeah, easy peasy fight once you get into the spot. But getting to the spot, you have to make sure that you have enough health. Luckily, in low percent, I found out 200 health is more than enough. So.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's the thing, because with the acid pool, the damage only gets ticked, I believe, after a certain amount of frames. So if you time your jump right, you don't even get damage.
Yeah.
Or barely.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a new runner to this game, that's a good health upgrade to pick for safety.
Yes. For new runners, I definitely recommend picking that up to start. So
a lot of, like, in terms of art and gameplay and everything, this is basically Tom's swan song to a lot of retro games, I mean. And you've got a bit of Rygar in there, a bit of Blaster Master, Metroid, of course. There's one other that he always mentions and I forget, but it's a very unique game.
Oh, Bionic Commando?
Yeah, Bionic Commando, that's the one.
That's where the grapple came from.
Yeah. It feels like it, too. It feels like Bionic Commando's grapple.
Right?
Yeah.
Same kind of physics.
By the way, Bionic Commando Rearmed, which was a great remake, so good. Music's amazing in this game as well.
All right, here we go. Mission Impossible 2.
There you go.
We're actually making pretty good timing coming into here.
Mission Impossible 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, we have time for a donation.
All right.
Did they say donation?
I don't know. Did they?
I don't know. I barely heard something.
I hear dead people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We have a $10 donation from Canadian Owl saying, "Kill the animals."
Boo. I've always liked how this is kind of a speedrunning culture inside joke, and it's a very, it's people who know Super Metroid and speedrunning know about this, but then you've got someone walking by and they're like, yeah, I'm donating $10 to kill the animals, and they don't know what you're talking about, then we look like a bunch of little psychos.
Right?
Which I think is great.
It is.
They're gonna expect to come backstage and find dead animals all over the floor. We're not like that.
All right.
We're almost at the $2,000 mark. It's coming in fast. We're at $95.78 away. By the way, the little rock guys, you can kill them, you can drill them very easily.
Yep.
And they usually drop quite a good amount of health, so that's a good
backup
health pickup.
But we're gonna risk it for the biscuit here.
Oh yeah. Speaking of biscuit, that's what I was saying. Mission Impossible 2 is my favorite because of the Limp Bizkit theme song.
Yeah. There we go.
That's an easy jump to do. That's something I figured out even on my first playthrough. I'm like, I'm not going to go all the way around.
Right? I think that comes natural if you've played stuff like Mega Man 2 and had to do the same kind of jump.
Or even Super Metroid, where you have to do Alcatraz with wall jumps. And
now here, you noticed I actually entered the pipe through the... Oh, no! I hit the freaking roof. Well, we all know what's going to happen now.
We're going to go back.
5-minute shame walk.
Shame. Ding.
Yep.
Shame.
This always happens during a marathon. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly how you feel right now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm on the couch and not on your chair.
Oh, man. Well.
Oh, my God. For reference, this happened to me.
Yeah.
Just saying. So we've all been through it. Yeah, we're talking. We're explaining the game at the same time. Could be part of my fault. I do apologize for that.
It happens. I had really low health, so I knew it was going to be risky as it was.
You know what? When we're saying this game is pretty unforgiving when it comes to speedrunning, then there you have it.
Yeah, now people can see exactly what we're talking about. Even the most experienced runners can end up getting messed up by little things like that. Little micro optimizations that go wrong.
And that's the thing. It's really, dying in this game is not such a big deal, especially during the speedrun, except for the first part until we do the first save warp.
Yeah, the first 17, 18 minutes is the worst part. But once we do the first save warp, after that, it's nothing. But that first save warp, if you die before it, that's a good 5-minute loss. So thankfully, I took that into consideration in my estimate.
You've accounted for one spaghetti?
Yep.
All right.
And hopefully with some of these new tricks, we can actually save some time and make it all back.
There you go. Oh yeah, for sure. With everything you showed me, I'm not even worried.
Yeah.
Trust me when I say this is going to be worth it.
Oh, we got that jump again.
There you go. See? And you got this one this time. Almost.
No, almost.
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 Not quite, but almost.
That one can be tricky. You got to be really... Oh, what am I doing? Jumping. Trying to play leapfrog instead of him leaping over me.
There you go. At least with Oroku, like, there's a bit of backtrack happening, so you didn't lose exactly like the full amount. But like you said, it's gonna take you like 3-4 minutes actually to get back.
Yeah, roughly. Especially since where I died was not too bad, right? Yeah. I don't have as far to go, but
because you were backtracking at that point, you come back to
the save warp part.
You know what? Let's just say it was a death warp.
Yeah.
It was a non-optimized death warp. That's what it was.
Yeah. It happens.
It does. By the way, big shout outs to Volagen, who was couching my run at GDQ. If you're watching, man, I miss you. Hope I can miss you. I can see you soon. Because that guy on the couch supported me all the way through. Made my job way easier.
Right.
And for people who are actually commentating for other runners, that's, you know, you're doing your pals a solid.
Now, those bubbles right there, if you're fast enough, you can actually make it on top of those, but...
First cycle, like you did on the first playthrough.
Yeah.
Well, playthrough, so to speak. A lot of contracting ringolos everywhere. It's like the whole world is alive.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because while working on the randomizer, we found out that if you don't grab the Axiom Disruptor, the world never turns alive. So we actually had to modify the game to start the game already alive, just so that when we randomize the Axiom Disruptor, we're able to actually continue and play the game.
Because if it's not alive, there's a bunch of stuff that you can
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually work. So
I'm guessing all the bubbles, you can't break the bubbles unless the world is alive, right?
Yeah, stuff like that.
And here's the thing though, with the randomizer, there's a lot of stuff that's been discovered for the speedrun through the randomizer and the tools that you've developed.
Yep.
You've helped this game progress quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, it's progressed quite a bit over just the past couple of months.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we've had a few new people coming in with some new ideas and a whole spring of tricks has all popped out.
There you
So
go. Well, in speedrunning in general, a lot of times injecting new blood into a community gives also a new perspective on the game.
it definitely does.
People will try stuff because they don't have this whole, like you get conditioned to some techniques and some ways of playing. Whereas
Yeah.
those people are brand new. Like they're gonna try stuff that you wouldn't even have thought of because you're so used to doing
Exactly.
it one way.
All right, we're gonna have some fun with this room.
All right, you got the field disruptor. You got this.
Oh man, that's
Oh.
a bad pattern. Never seen that one. All right.
Oh man, all the swag.
Oh wait, I don't need to go through
You don't
yellow
need to go
room.
through here.
I can go through here.
Shortcuts,
Yep.
and then you die. Don't die. Don't do it. There
Take
you go.
safety health.
Safety health. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that guy wouldn't drop health unless you were below 50%, I believe.
Actually, no, that guy actually drops health all
That's
the
all
time.
the time?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a few people that will, like this guy right here, all the time.
Yeah, this one I know.
Yeah.
But the other one I thought it was under 50.
Yeah. Over trial and error playing the randomizer, you really start to notice things that you wouldn't have
Yeah.
noticed. Yeah. Like these guys definitely have to be at a certain point for them to give you help.
Yeah. And it's only one of the two. One of them.
No,
does-
both of them will do
Both
it.
of them will do it?
Yeah,
But-
as long as you have the specific amount of health, both will drop it. They're guaranteed drops.
Nice.
All right, we're back.
On track. Mission Impossible 2. 3.
Once again.
3. Mission Impossible 3, actually. I don't know if we'll make it all the way to Rogue Nation at this point.
This thing? Yeah.
And
Perfect.
believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, but VideoGameRoulette does all his own stunts by himself.
No stunt doubles here.
This guy's just sleeping on the job. Very bad security guard. That's
Right?
what he was doing, yeah. And look at
Let's
that
play
posture,
Speedrun.
man. It's like you're trying to slam dunk. It's like, whoa.
That's
Playing,
how we do it.
NBA Jam. So yeah, you're right. We're about 5 minutes behind-ish.
It happens.
So that's address disruptor level 2. So now we can corrupt and interact with even more elements in the environment.
Yep.
Or corrupt enemies faster as well.
And here comes the fun part.
Oh, yeah. So from this point onwards, there's no major time loss by dying.
Exactly. At this point, dying is just minuscule depending on where you die.
Because in this game, whenever you die, you don't lose progress. You just go back to the last save point. So it's not as punishing.
Or we should say, last save room.
Room. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Which
no-
includes
no.
checkpoints.
Yeah, well, last activated checkpoint, let's call it that.
That's a better way of putting it.
Because in this game, there are some points in the game, because of the story and the way the game works, that there are some save rooms that are automatically triggered. Even though you don't use the save point, you'll respawn there.
Yeah.
Which will be made evident by the next section, and we'll explain also the reason why.
This section's a little boring. It's just walking forward for a little bit.
Yeah. I gotta say though, one thing about this game is that once you reach a halfway point and you get the advanced drone launch, movement gets pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's when it really gets fun. That's actually what really, other than watching your run, of course, which inspired me to pick this up and actually play it. But yeah, once I actually got to try all the different mechanics in this game, it really drew me to it because of how it just fluent it all works together.
Seriously. And this game is obviously a love letter to the Metroid series, but the movement is so different from anything I've played before.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's all developed by one person, which is amazing to think.
The music's amazing, the art direction's great.
Yeah.
By the way, those guys, there are the grooves in the ceiling because of the way they track you and they follow you. If you jump higher, then they actually get stuck there, so that way you can actually get away much easier.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of, you bait them and then you juke them. And
Yeah. Little micro optimizations and enemy manipulation.
here. Now, you might have noticed that there's a bit of a wobbly effect. For anyone drinking while watching the stream, I guarantee you it's not what you're drinking.
Yeah.
It's actually Trace's poison during the storyline. That's all I'll say. And you're starting to hallucinate.
Yeah.
And it's getting pretty trippy the further into the zone you get. And we went through a save point earlier before we started the ascension for that particular section. That save point is where we're going to respawn in a couple of seconds.
Yes.
Because Tom realized that if someone didn't save, you would spawn at the original save point at the beginning of the game. You would do that section, again, then you would die and go back to the original save point. The hallucination effect would stay. You would have to redo the whole game with the effect. So what he did is he forced
Hey,
that
look at
save
this.
point.
No hands, guys.
Oh, banned. Get out. Get out.
Hardest boss ever, right?
There you go. Because, plot twist, you're the boss and not
Right.
boss fight. You actually control the boss and not the protagonist, Trace. And now you hear a little sound effect, little and then we fade to black. That's because there's a little drone that comes to help you. And but we didn't reactivate the drone factory because we don't even do that during the run. So we don't trigger that little guy being, well, those little guys being all over the map.
Yeah.
And here we're gonna go for a little health upgrade.
Yeah, this will be a little safety health.
Yeah, because the optimal route does not pick up that health. It's getting rough, man.
It is.
Even
it
any
is.
percent, it's getting rough.
At
Almost
this point,
no
an
health.
any percent run could be done with 200 health.
Yeah. But
So
that would be low percent, though, no?
it would be technically, but it still counts. So
Yeah. By the way, if you've noticed the health bar, that's a little bit of trivia. Oh, you went the wrong way?
yeah.
Yeah.
Our conversation.
Yeah, but that's the old, because you have to go back for the, you know what? This has also happened to me in a run in the past, and I'm like, ah, damn.
Right.
It's not as bad as dying during the first segment, though.
That's true.
So, yeah, here's a little bit of trivia. You see the health bar? There's a little bit of an animation to it. It matches the BPM of the song. So
Yeah.
the beat of the song that's playing at any given time during the game. And can you corrupt one of these guys? Since we're going to have a Pokemon Blue run later.
Okay. Here
Big
you
shout
go.
outs to
Missigno.
Little bit of an Easter egg. Those enemies turn into Missigno when you corrupt them. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. We captured Missigno, so Ace Gamer Sam right there doesn't have to. He's going to be running Pokemon Blue later during, in the marathon. I believe it's tomorrow morning? Early tomorrow morning. He's going to catch them all. That's literally what he's going to do.
That'll be an exciting run to watch.
Oh, yeah. Just come into the section with your bowl of cereal, like your loafers and your bathrobe and just, you know, your pajamas. Just chill, watching like some Sunday morning cartoons, speed runs. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. All right, here we go. Eden time. This part.
That I remember, though. That's fairly new-ish.
Yeah.
Before you used to go down, use transit, but now we realize that you can actually get to the next boss
Much faster from this side.
much faster.
Especially if you use a little trick called the rocket jump. Oh.
Because this is Quake, apparently. Now you got to keep going because this guy is quite fast and they do a lot of damage.
Oh, no. Okay.
Right. Let's bait them. Let's get rid of them. These
All
guys
right.
are too dangerous.
Oh. So what I found was if you hold upright while walking towards that, and when you jump and you push up, it gives you your first dash without having to double tap.
Yeah. So you can do a double dash.
Yep.
Big shout out to
Frame
Mario
perfect
Kart.
every time.
So yeah. So you're baiting those guys, trying to, you know, move around them. Don't get hit by those guys. They're essentially this game's Metroids. They'll latch onto you. They'll sap your health. Even worse than a Metroid, though, if you let them sap your health long enough and they go through a full cycle, they multiply. And these are the flies of death.
That area is always butt clenching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you know, I'm sitting in the middle of the couch, so there's a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Uku, aka that big wasp.
All right.
He's gonna
So
stop
we're
on
going
that
to
tile.
use the rule of three. That's what I like to call it. We stop on the third tile on each of these.
Uku is
One,
gonna fart a
two,
bunch of bees.
Three.
3 of them. And now we're gonna wait.
Boom.
Boom.
So what I just did there was actually hit him just before he opened up his mouth, saving the most amount of time in that fight possible. That's something that me, Bluey, and a few others in the Discord have been working together on to optimize.
And what happened there is that when he corrupted those little bees that the boss was spawning, their corrupted state turns them into bombs, essentially. So they start floating upwards very slowly. And if you time it right, then right as the boss opens its mouth, they're at the right spot for you to shoot them. The bottom one will explode, triggering the two on top, which will create a chain reaction and do all the damage the boss needs to get killed instantly. And I believe this is where the magic starts, right?
Yep, this is where it starts.
So what he did is he despawned the drone at that specific location. Now, it was my understanding that it sets an X and Y coordinate
Yes.
that gets stored into the game.
Yes, it's stored into memory, and it's held even when you go into a new stage.
So what's going to happen there is that, because if you go out of bounds in this game, the way it was programmed is that if you're out of bounds, go to the last known valid position.
Exactly.
And in doing so, well, I mean, you'll see.
You'll see, yeah. Some pretty interesting things happen.
But first, let me tell you about parallel universes.
All right, here we go. And out of bounds.
And
look at that.
I don't know what happened just now. What is this?
We've been magically transported.
I will show you the world. But yeah, we're just scrolling through the whole map, and then we're gonna spawn right there, which is where the grapple is.
Yep.
And this blew my mind when he showed it to me earlier, because this is probably the first route in any percent's history that it actually integrates the grapple into the route, and also that power seal as well. That's an extra power seal that we never used to get. So
yeah, well, we grabbed that one because we're skipping Temple, so we're not getting that one in Temple.
We're skipping Temple altogether?
Altogether.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my! So Temple is the hardest part of the game, in my opinion, and also anyone who starts running this game, or even for casual playthroughs, it is the gatekeeper.
Yes, it is.
It's
but
so
it's so
hard.
much fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Even if you miss, because there's a key you need to get in the room where you drill. Even if you miss the start of the first try, I just love like kind of juking them, going Kobe. You throw the drone right in the hole, and it's just
so much fun. All right, here's our second position.
Right underneath that long algae on the left. So same thing, but different.
Yeah, so this is going to send us to another spot in the same map that we were in before and get us another item really early and get us closer to Temple.
But not in Temple.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
Also, so you did a dash to reactivate, because basically every time you touch the platform, it's going to go in the direction that you're facing up until the next stop.
Yes. And it's faster to dash than the jump.
So this is basically a metro station.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, here we go.
And out of bounds again.
And there we go.
So I was going to do another teleport. And also the coordinates that it saves is not that coordinate specifically. The one when you do in transit.
Yeah.
So how does it translate to you getting in that position?
Oh shit. 1 second.
Let's just go back for a second.
Yeah. So basically, the X and Y coordinates, when you're out of bounds, it goes, like we said, right? It goes back to the last known values that were good. And those last known values are, I did it again, are in the same spot that we actually spawned here. There we go. It's so weird to explain, but if you were to take all the maps and lay them on top of each other, you would see exactly where.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
So it's the coordinate, but up. It's basically absolute.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's one grid, just that it's different map. Okay, I get you.
Yeah. All right, here's the one that can soft lock us. Oh, first try.
Nice.
All right, I gotta listen.
So yeah, see that big grapple? And that's where he is.
4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. We're at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we almost there? And there we go.
Nice. So he navigated that whole segment blind, basically.
And that was Green Hill that I navigated through.
Yeah. But the enemies aren't spawned.
No, exactly.
So you've got, it's free.
Yeah, it is free. As long as you practice the route, it's literally super easy.
I didn't even know, but I figured with the amount of dashes, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna acquire the final suit of the game.
Yep.
And we're gonna go kick the last boss's butt. And also, you know, he doesn't drill the last two stones simply enough because he can just teleport through them. That's another micro optimization.
All right, here we go.
So save and quit is used quite a bit in the speedrun mode of the game because you'll notice that the timer keeps running in the background even if you're in the menus.
Oh wait, one more new thing to show off. Might as well.
Might as well.
Might as well. This also can save some time if you can get it in the first try. So, wish me luck.
Good luck.
So we're gonna lock. Ah, come on. Got it! Second try.
Nice!
And this just launches all the way to the top of the map. 4, 5, 6, and we're in. Saving us that entire climb.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh hi, big monster that we don't know.
It's Elsinova.
I know it's Elsinova. And now also there's a lot of those jumps with the drone that are much easier. Instead of like teleporting through the wall, just grapple, at an angle. That's also the strat that's used to do the 100% category. But oh, then Athos is really easy now.
Yeah.
He's got the grapple.
Oh well, no, we don't do it out of bounds.
Oh, you don't do it out of bounds?
No, because we don't have size nodes. We can't reach him. Oh. Ah, this will be fine.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's Sentinel. Are you gonna do the Sentinel skip?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Why isn't it? Circle. There we go.
Yes. So what he does is he grapples onto the ceiling, goes at an angle, and the way it works is that this suit, he does a 3-tile wide dash in any direction. He's gonna go through those tiles. This one is 4 high, but by grappling on the first one and being at an angle, he kind of clips through 1 pixel of that tile, so it does not get calculated as a physical tile.
Yeah.
So he goes through the top 3, the first one not being counted towards.
Oh.
So basically in 100%, since you have the flamethrower, it's got quite a bit of range and it goes through pretty much everything. So we do the same tactic on the final boss. We go on top of outside the room with the final boss, and we just torch it to hell.
Although I will show that off at the end when we beat him.
Pretty sure you got a save game close by. So a lot of so the way he chains, because there's a cooldown on the drone teleport that he's doing. If you tap the address disruptor between each teleport, it resets the cooldown. So that's how he can actually do it over and over again. But by using the grapple, though, he can grapple on and keep doing more damage. So the final boss is actually in that little stasis chamber right there, but you need to actually blow up the generator by hitting that little green flashy thing. I'm very technical in my terms today, it's crazy. We're gonna do more damage to green flashy things. Now those drones that spawn, they have a different, faster and more powerful attack with each wave, but the thing is, unless you kill them, well, they're not respawning, so you can keep them on a first attack pattern for the whole fight if you want. Although we don't want that, because some of them, they have health drops that are timed. Although I don't think you need one right now. Oh, maybe.
All right, let's have some fun here. So, you're gonna notice that every time I touch this gem, I'm not actually going to take any damage.
Time's going to be on Fade to Black, guys, by the way.
And there we go. Time's going to be coming up very shortly.
So if we had the flamethrower, which we're going to, you know... Are you showing off the flamethrower thing?
Oh, we don't have the flame. Oh! Okay, we're good. We're good. Almost forgot.
There you go.
There we go. And...
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Time! Oh,
Woo. What a run.
that was crazy.
Without the death, that was like a 36. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Easy.
That's a great time.
Yeah. So, could have been better, but we got to see some cool things.
There you go.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, everyone have yourself a good night.
Thanks,
Enjoy
everyone.
the rest of the runs.
Let's hear it for Video Game Roulette one more time, people. Let's go. Donc, après Axion Verge, c'est quoi? On est-tu rendu, genre dans du... Ocarina of Time, hein? C'est ça? C'est ça qui se passe? Y a-tu du monde dans la salle qui aime Zelda? Hey, pas tant que ça. Faites pitié. Y a-tu du monde dans la salle qui aime Zelda, là? Du monde qui dorme? Bon, ok, ça c'est un peu mieux. Ouais, ok, ouais, mais toi tu le runs, le jeu. Je le sais que tu l'aimes. Je le sais déjà. En tout cas, j'espère pour toi, sinon c'est plate. Mais, fait que là, on va faire Ocarina of Time au Nintendo 64. La catégorie, c'est GSR. C'est Ganondorf Source Requirements. Je vais laisser le runner vous expliquer exactement c'est quoi, mais pour faire ce cours, c'est que vous devez faire tout ce qui est requis pour avoir la fête de Ganondorf. C'est comme le chemin voulu par les développeurs-ish de faire le jeu.